name is Daniel Moffo. I'm the founder and designer of Don Murphy, a men's luxury custom suit clothing in Dallas, Texas. Fashion is color. In the past, men were all very scared of, the colors. They were used to the blacks, the grays. But now, if you look at fashion, men wear almost bolder colors than women, You see men in red suits, men in yellow suits, men in pink suits. So for me, fashion is color.
expressive. So when I just wake up and have an idea and I create something out of that idea, it's God showing off. So that's what it is for me.
I've always been a little bit shy, but when it comes to fashion, I will wear anything and I will wear it with confidence. And so for me, that is a way of expressing myself, you know? And I feel it also is the same thing for a lot of women.
African for me means community. It means living together. If you look at Africans, they're all talking about the different countries in Africa. You know, it's all about our community. So for me, Africa means community. It means living together.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
Now 500 naira they collect them.
If you no talk, then go beat you.
Now 2,500 they pay.
Thanks for joining us on Plus News Updates. I am Osaogie Ogbon. The Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions wants a warrant of arrest on the management of the Niger Delta Development Commission to produce the former interim management committee of the agency led by Professor Daniel Ponde. Some Niger Deltans commend the Senate for ordering the arrest of the NDDC palliative defaulters. And Plus TV Africa's correspondent Destiny Momo reports.
The Senate Chairman on COVID-19 Palliative Distribution Committee, Ambassador Sobomabo Jackridge, wants the Inspector General of Police to produce Ponde and his team before the Ethics Committee on the 9th of March, as invitations have been ignored for the 5th time. Some concerned Niger Deltans have commended the senator's approach.
It is a good way to go because, you see, when people are given responsibilities, they should have to carry it out to the letter. If over 6 billion naira has been appropriated for the NDDC, and Ponde, after fainting and all that, can still not come out boldly to defend what he said he did, he who does the crime should do the time.
So for us, we think that it's a step in the right direction, especially in the face of the fact that our people suffered a lot during that pandemic.
According to them, flagrant disregard for the rule of law should stop, and argue that the people deserve a better treatment.
When you divert funds, or when you are accused of misappropriating funds meant for citizens during a pandemic, then I think that's terrible. because this is the time where people need all these funds, and with health challenges and everything, you misappropriate funds at that point, then that's really, really bad.
The warrant of arrest will be given to the sole administrator of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Effiong Auka, to produce Ponde and his team. Also, the concerned Niger Deltans say independent auditors not linked to the commission should be contracted to handle the books of the commission to ensure express transparency.
I totally support that, because if they bring in their own auditors, they will falsify the books and write what they want to write. But when independent auditors come in, there are very big names out there who are good independent auditors whom you cannot influence their investigation.
The Senate panel acted on a petition alleging the management staff of the agency spent money on palliatives unaccounted for. Destiny Momo for Plus TV Africa.
Still on Plus News updates, the newly nominated boss of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdul Rashid Bauer, has said that the nation must recover all stolen assets for the betterment of Nigerians. Mr. Bauer, who stated this while appearing before the Senate on Wednesday, said he will work with strategic partners around the world to see that Nigeria benefits from the repatriation of assets stolen from her coffers. According to Bauer, the EFCC will achieve its independent objective by sharing information with its partners. During his screening by the lawmakers, Bauer stated that the Constitution will guide his actions should he be confirmed as EFCC chairman. And the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, has criticized renowned Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmad Abubakar Gumi for referring to killer headsmen and bandits as militants fighting for ethnic survival, describing the cleric's position as annoying. PANDEF said it was shocked when the scholar said killer headsmen and murderous bandits should not be referred to as criminals. The National Publicity Secretary of the Forum, Ken Robinson, then called on Nigerians to be at alert over Gumi's statement, lamenting that the current regime of President Muhammadu Buhari had continued to downplay the concerns of well-meaning Nigerians in the interest of peace and unity. And Northern elders under the aegis of the Northeast Elders for Peace and Development have cautioned renowned Islamic cleric Sheikh Abubakar Gumi against justifying armed banditry and other associated criminalities ravaging the North. The elders expressed fears that recent comments made by the cleric could embolden the bandits. Dissociating themselves from comments credited to Gumi, where he accused the Nigerian military of triggering the raging banditry in parts of the North, the elders accused the Islamic cleric of making wild and unsubstantiated claims. The Kaduna-based Islamic cleric, who has been meeting with bandits in forests across Kaduna, Zamfara, Katsina, and Niger states, alleged in one of such outings that non-Muslim soldiers had carried out orchestrated killings in some communities, precipitating anger. But reacting to the allegation, the Northern elders insisted that Gumi's allegations were not a representation of the position of the region, saying the public must see same as personal sentiments of the cleric. And a group of Niger Delta militants, Supreme Egbesu Liberation Fighters, has threatened to destroy infrastructure in Lagos and Abuja. The group made the threat in a video posted on Tuesday. In the video, the group accused the Nigerian government of marginalizing the region and failing to deliver on the amnesty program. Reading from a statement, a masked member of the group said there has been no meaningful development in the area since they accepted an amnesty program offered by the government. The group also nominated former President Goodluck Jonathan and the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, to mediate between it and the Nigerian government. Still in the news, former military president General Ibrahim Babangida says the security threats faced by Nigeria at this time can be dealt with, but requires long-term planning. In an interview on Tuesday, General Babangida stated that the nation can overcome its security issues if those in a position of authority plan appropriately. It said quashing the threats posed by kidnappers, bandits, and insurgents require a lot of planning, adding that it's not a short-term plan. General Babangida, retired, said he has obtained information suggesting that security agencies are working together to map out new strategies on how to deal with the situation. The former president, while stating that he is concerned about the situation in the country, urged government and citizenry to join forces to overcome the problem. Similarly, former head of state, retired General Abdulsalami Abubakar, says all hands must be on deck to ensure that the insecurity menace in the country is tackled appropriately. And Connected Development Code has called for government's deliberate efforts towards an inclusive budgetary allocation to help tackle the rising cases of gender-based violence in states across the country. The senior program manager of the group, Lucy Abagi, stated this during a 3-day empowerment training for women across 6 states to enable them engage with policymakers and discuss adequate funding that will address the menace.
We're not asking them to do some policy enactment against violence against persons with, against gender-based violence. What we are asking for is gender-based violence is an epidemic, it's a pandemic, just like we are fighting COVID-19. If we are serious as a country to fight gender-based violence, we need this to appear on the budget. We need some kind of state action plan. We need the state to develop a plan and to put this on their budgets. You understand? So that citizens can know that, yes, my government is actually working towards defending our own rights and protecting its citizens who happen to be victims of these cases.
Everyone you see here is an advocate or is from women-led organization. So we believe they are heading something or they have some kind of influence. So we're training them so that they get to train more people in their organization or in their field on prevention, sensitization, responsive, and consent, and then analyzing budget and seeing the gap within the policies and how we can bridge it together.
If you look at the laws I highlighted, they were the VAP, that's the Violence Against Persons Prohibition, and then the Child Rights Act, which are all applicable in the FCT, but we still have issues of gender-based violence in the FCT because there are no budgetary allocations. More budgetary allocations need to be really in place, and then more sensitization need to be done so that people will know the issues of violations of human rights, because any...
And now to updates in other parts of Africa. Ghana is scheduled to receive the first shipment of COVID-19 vaccines from COVAX, courtesy a World Health Organization-backed effort to procure and distribute inoculations for free to poor countries. Earlier, COVAX has said it will deliver 2 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccines globally by the end of 2021. And outside Africa, the United States will seek election to the United Nations Human Rights Council later this year, marking the Biden administration's latest international re-engagement. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said on Wednesday. Blinken, while addressing the council by a recorded video, said that the Biden administration would work to eliminate what he called the Geneva Forum's disproportionate focus on its ally Israel. Under former President Donald Trump, the United States quit the council in June 2018, but the Biden administration returned as an observer to the flawed body earlier this month.
The United States will seek election to the Human Rights Council for the 2022 to 2024 term. We humbly ask for the support of all UN member states in our bid to return to a seat in this body. Still, institutions are not perfect. As the United States re-engages, we urge the Human Rights Council to look at how it conducts its business. That includes its disproportionate focus on Israel. We need to eliminate Agenda Item 7 and treat the human rights situation in Israel and the Palestinian territories the same way as this body handles any other country. In addition, we will focus on ensuring that the Council membership reflects high standards for upholding human rights. Those with the worst human rights record should not be members of this Council.
And now in business. The federal government has launched a 14-member ministerial task force on the digital switchover DSO rollout across the country. This was announced by the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, at the inauguration of the committee on Tuesday in Abuja. He said Tuesday marked the third year that the federal government has launched the DSO in Osun State on February 23, 2018. Lai Mohammed said the federal government does not have an excuse not to launch a DSO across the nation after the FEC approved payment within 31 states to cover. He also stated that the federal government found out that there is need for less government influence in the DSO rollout, citing the need for a structure and an ecosystem that is self-sufficient and self-reliant. And now on entertainment, Tina Turner's legendary life story is heading to screens on March 27th. As reported, said date will bring with it the premiere of Tina, a raw and unvarnished documentary about the rock and roll superstar. Viewers will be provided an intimate look at the icon's story, from her rise and early fame, her personal and professional journey, struggles, and so much more. It will also include on-scene footage as well as new interviews with Tina Turner herself, filmed at her home in Switzerland, and a number of those closest to her. Academy and award-winning directors Dan Lindsay and T.J. Martin at the helm of the documentary, which excited many upon its announcement at the TCA 2021 Winter Press Tour. Now in sports, Celtic manager Neil Lennon has resigned, with his side 18 points adrift of Rangers in the Scottish Premiership. Lennon took charge for a second spell in February 2019 when Brendan Rodgers left and led the club to 2 titles, 2 Scottish Cups and a League Cup. However, Celtic are well behind their Glasgow rivals in their bid to win 10 straight titles and slumped to defeat at struggling Ross County on Sunday. Assistant manager John Kennedy will take interim charge of the team. And that's the news at this hour. For more news updates, please follow us at Plus TV Africa on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa. We will be back later with more stories. I am Osaogie Ogbonwa. Thank you for watching.
Abraham, Moses, Jacob, you are one family.
You're good in this sport in Nigeria.
See how your body just dripping diamond.
I would take the vaccine on a condition. That is, if our politicians, the leaders, will test it first and will see it works in them before I will go into that.
Yes, I will, but due to what they say that prevention is better than cure, so I will take the vaccine for the purpose of in case of. But for me, I didn't believe there is COVID-19 in Nigeria.
It will depend on the science behind it, who's behind it, the pharmaceutical company behind it, the research behind it. Like I said, it's based on the science that is behind it. Can they show that they understand what COVID-19 is?
Would you take it?
For anything. Because I can't even experience that thing. My family and me, my people, we can never encounter that kind of COVID-19. Because there is no COVID-19 in Nigeria.
I will not take it anymore. And anybody work close to me, I will not allow him to take anything like vaccine. I go school, I know something like about something like that. So I will not take myself to taking something like vaccine, because I will not take like something like corona would attend to me, right? Because I didn't believe on it. That's it.
No. The whole corona, whatever, all those ones is a lie, I know. So it's a lie. So why will I take anything about corona or whatever? No, I won't take it.
Yeah, from my own point of view, I don't think I would want to,
The reason is this: I might need them to run a check on it and then test someone else. Then if it works perfectly, then who am I to say no?
I would think just professional myself now, to prepare myself. So, as far as all over the world I take it to just, have any other cure for now, even in this country. So I'll take the Vaseline to secure myself, my family, my children, my wife.
I will take it if it's real, if it's not fake. It's fake. Everything they are doing is fake.
No.
Why?
They should use it to treat their family, not us. Nothing is wrong with us. We are not sick.
lè lò kò sílé kò ń bì nọ́mbà tó ló ń wà tó bá ti rẹ̀ èèyàn kọ́ má rí pé èèyàn wúkọ́ àbẹ́yàn sick lásán ọmọ àná ní COVID-19 nìyẹn.
Yeah, I would. Definitely I would, if it's 100% guaranteed. If other people are taking it and things are really going on well, why not? I would take it.
I don't know. I will have to test the authenticity first.
Yes, it's for our safety. It's for our being. The deadly disease is everywhere. So we need to protect ourselves to be alive. Yes.
Of course, I will take it if it becomes available.
Why would you take it?
Because you have to be part of the global community. You can't isolate yourself from what is happening in the world. Everybody knows that COVID-19 is ravaging the world. It's a fact. So if something comes up, you understand, to prevent you from having COVID-19, you just have to trust your instinct and take it.
Abraham, Moses, Jacob, you are one family.
There's no doing this sport in Nigeria.
See how your body just dripping diamond.
It is a great source of pride to Nigeria whenever a Nigerian in a foreign country rises to the top of their field and is recognized for good. Here are a few of such Nigerians. Oye Obolewa is the first Nigerian-born Democrat that has been elected as a shadow United States representative out of the District of Columbia. Based on the result, Oye had 82.65% of the votes, which represents 135,234 votes against Joyce Robinson Paul. Oye was congratulated by many, including the Nigeria in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM. His father is from Kwara State and mother is from Oyo. He holds a PhD in pharmacy from the Northeastern University, Boston. He will be representing the District of Columbia under the Democratic Party. Esther Agbaje. Born to immigrant parents, Esther has been elected into the Minnesota House of Representatives in the recently completed United States general election. In the election, Agbaje won by a total of 17,396 votes, which represents 74.7% of the total ballots cast. She will represent District 59B in the 134-member House on the platform of the Democratic Farmer Labor Party, an affiliate of the Democratic Party. She has a degree in political science from George Washington University, Washington, D.C. Oyema Ogbuagbu. Oyema is a Nigerian-born researcher and medical doctor who is one of the brains behind the research at Pfizer for the potential world's first effective coronavirus vaccine. The vaccine has been tested on over 43,000 people in 6 countries and no safety concerns have been raised. Oyema is the son of a former vice-chancellor of Abia State University and a professor of sociology. He was born in New Haven in Connecticut but went to the University of Calabar in Cross River State to complete his university education in medicine. He then returned to the Yale School of Medicine to work as the director of the institution's HIV clinical trials program. After becoming a fellow of infectious diseases, he rose to the height of an associate professor of medicine at the Yale University School of Medicine, New Haven. He has worked there for 5 years, focusing on finding a cure for HIV/AIDS. Robert Shola Okoje, the Nigerian doctor who is a native of Uromi, Eson Northeast local government area of Edo State, has been inducted into the NASA Inventors Hall of Fame. Dr. Okoje is recognized globally as the leading expert on silicon carbide-based microelectromechanical systems, MEMS, for use in extreme environments. He has worked with the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, for 20 years and has 21 patents. Isaac Okoro. In the world of sports, Nigerians are also taking center stage. Isaac was the first of the 8 Nigerian players drafted into the National Basketball Association (NBA) in his 2020 draft. He was the 5th overall pick and was chosen by Cleveland Cavaliers in 2020. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia, to Nigerian parents and was a small forward, part of the USA's winning team at the 2018 Under-17 Basketball World Cup in Argentina. His parents originate and immigrated from Nigeria. Isaac played basketball for his high school in Georgia for 4 years, helping his team win the state championship and achieved national success in the senior season. He was considered a 5-star recruit by Rivals and a 4-star recruit by 24/7 Sports and ESPN, respectively. To these Nigerians and other Nigerians breaking the proverbial glass ceiling, we say, keep it up. The motherland is proud of you.
Oftentimes when we see celebrities either on social media, television, or in person, we assume they have it all together, but we forget that they're also human. Well, here are some of the low points of some of your favorite celebrities.
Story. Once upon a time, there was a very young, agile, vivacious, spunky, unconventional Pikin you have all come to know and love as Brother Derele, Shewere, Dewere, and all of the above. But you see, getting to this very point in time has been a story of hurdles. I have crossed so many hurdles. I've broken down ceilings. I've crashed barriers. I've scaled mountains, figuratively speaking. Because you know what, for every single door that was shut on my face, you know what, I found another door. For every time I was put in a box, I jumped right out of that box. I am still in an industry where I have to constantly prove myself. Not the fact that I have to prove myself to myself, but I have to prove myself every time how resilient I can be and how much of an identity and strong force that I must be. So you know what, this is my celebrity story. My story is like $1 million question rolled into one.
My story for today, which hopefully will inspire you, is that when I was 17, my mom died. And at the time, my mom was the only one that had been encouraging me as far as acting was concerned. My dad was not for it at all. And on her deathbed, she told my father, let this girl do what she wants to do. Unfortunately, he was still against it. And I went to theater school, much to his disdain. But the thing is, even though I went through a lot of stuff because he refused to sponsor me because I was doing what he didn't want me to do, I endeavored, I worked, I had many jobs. I used to do all kinds of stuff. I used to braid hair. There's a lot of stuff I do people don't know about just to make ends meet. Some days it would be between transport and food and all kinds of things. But I endeavored, I worked hard, I stuck to what I wanted to do, and finally I am here. And as far as I'm concerned, I've only just begun. But I am here, and I'm going to keep on pushing on until that Oscar sits on top of my table. So, no matter what it is that you want to do, so far it's a good thing. Don't let anyone discourage you. There will always be a way around it if you just put your head down and put in the work.
What's up, everybody? They call me Road Boy. Now, let me share a brief and a small story for you guys, okay? I used to be a young boy who never had this experience of having parents coming to pick you in school or taking you to school. Those kind of things that if you woke up in the morning as early as 6, you dress up everything by 6:30, it will take you like 1 hour, 20 minutes to get to my school. I never had that experience of waiting for a driver to come and pick me in school. That kind of lifestyle whereby even your parents will prepare breakfast for you or lunch for you to take in school. It was all about survivors, okay? But today, I want to tell you guys something. Maybe my parents took it that way for me because they never had. But I promised myself when I was young, if I ever made money My children are not going to go through that. I'll provide everything for my kids, transportation, security, whatever. Okay? So let me tell you, so whatever you're going through in life today, make sure you keep your head up, because whatever you're experiencing, it will give you that power, that strength, not to allow your kids to go through that. Rude Boy says so. Bless her.
Before Jennifer's Diary, I would go for, to be honest, I did not think I was going to be an actor. I just thought I was going to sing. How I got into acting, one particular day, I went to church for rehearsals, choir rehearsal, and then I got there early. My friend called that she had written my name in some audition. I was like, audition, ads film, me? I know they do. So she was like, come through, they're waiting. So because rehearsals had not started and the place wasn't so far from where I was, so I was like, okay, I'll just go and see what's up. Thereafter, I started going for auditions. Some people will say really nasty stuff to you. Instead of them to just say, no, go. They will yab you. They will make you not believe in yourself. You just feel like giving up. So I just chilled. And then one particular time, I got a BC, 1,000 Days of Blackberry. My friend sent me an audition BC. It was for Jennifer's Diary. So I said, guy, I know they go. All these things, they don't already get people where they want to put there. So I'm not going to go. So I was like, go. My mom told me to go. My dad told me to go, the amazing man, and my friend. So I didn't even know what to wear. So I was discouraged, like, nah, I'm not going to go. But my friend, thankfully, she works for Genevieve at the time. By the way, I love. I cannot explain the love I have for Genevieve. The place was crowded and I don't like crowd. So I went to hide in the restroom as always. That's what I always do. So I was there till like 8 p.m. For real. I called my mom. Mom, I'm leaving. She said, no, too bad it's audition. So I stayed there. 9 p.m. I auditioned. In my head, I was like, there's no way they won't have found people they need. A couple of weeks after, they called me for the second audition. We did the third audition. We did the final reading. We're quite a number of people reading for Toyosi. At the end of the day, as God would have it, I got the role for Jennifer's Diary to play Toyosi. I did not have any idea that the character was going to have so much continuity. I don't even know. I didn't know that I was going to be in several seasons. So, yeah, and that's how I found myself in Jennifer's Diary series.
My name is Mike Mina.